Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm the Barkman Hobo, and after a long time, I'm finally back on YouTube. Yeah, I had some issues with that school and stuff, and then my hard drive fried, but aside from that, I'm back, and you know what? We are going to be focusing on Jump for a while. Yeah, Barkman Reviews is my main show, so it makes sense I'd focus on that more. But that being said, I don't want to completely neglect, Junk. So the next few episodes are going to be focused on Junk. Like it? Good. So I hope you'll bear with me, because I'm experimenting with some new software and learning how to use it, so I'm hoping that will go smoothly as possible, but until then, let's just start the review. Who here is a fan of Quentin Tarantino's movies? Oh, quite a few of you. Now, what do you say when I say Reservoir Dogs? That was one of his most popular movies, at least that I'm aware of. I have a lot of friends who love it, so we're going to find out if this little dog is going to bite or just bark. Reservoir Dogs was developed by Volta Games and published by Eidos and was released 14 years after the movie came out. So now that's taken care of, and all of you know what that means. For the first time in a long time, time to hobo up! Reservoir Dogs has two gameplay modes, run and gun and driving. In the run and gun levels, you need to make it to the end of the level using either professional or psychopath methods, and we'll get to those in a second. And the driving levels pretty much entail the same, except there's usually a scenario with the driving. There are two routes that you can play, professional and psychopath. For the professional route, take hostages, neutralize enemies, and kill only when you need to. For the psychopath route, just go crazy and shoot everything that moves. Why does this matter? Well, aside from bragging rights, this also decides the ending that you get. In these stages, you'll have a variety of weapons at your disposal. Pistols, shotguns, machine guns, etc. As well as another weapon I feel should have gotten more use, but we'll get to that in a second. Now the thing to keep in mind is that as you play, you need to be careful, because certain actions can set off alarms and you won't want that unless you want a bunch of cops up your butt. You want to be nice to civilians unless you just want to off them and don't care about a bunch of cops swarming you. When you disarm cops, you need to be careful because if you shoot someone, they'll get up again. The only way to keep them down permanently is to either not shoot anybody after disarming them or just shoot them. It just depends on which way you want to go. Civilians and enemies can be used to your advantage. You often need to use civilians to do things for you, such as open doors, unlock safes and whatnot, and if you just shoot them, you won't get at what's inside, and I'll get to that a little bit in a sec. Now oftentimes you'll need to take hostages so you can get through and use the professional route, but herein lies the kicker. The professional route can often be boring because for the most part you're just going from one hostage to another throughout the whole level, and that isn't very fun. Sadly, the psychopath route is more fun, but that nets you the bad ending, so just pick your poison, I guess. Keep in mind that shooting keypads can set off alarms and stuff, so be wary of that. Now, in the game, there are hidden blueprints, and these are used to unlock gallery images, 10 per image, so keep an eye out for that if you care about that. Otherwise, you can just ignore them. It just depends on you. While still on the topic of the run and gun stages, there are two more skills you can use in the level, Signature Moves and Bullet Festival. Bullet Festival slows down time and allows you to aim with precision and killing a lot of things in front of you, but that's only if you want the psychopath rating. Signature moves are a much friendlier alternative. They require you to have a hostage, but you start beating the crap out of that hostage, and the camera pans away, I guess that's the style of the movie, and it makes all enemies drop their guns and become neutralized, so you can pick up their guns and keep going. Both these require a full adrenaline bar, so don't waste them. They can really save you in an emergency. The major change I would have made to the gameplay is with the tranquilizer rifle. It's only available in Mr. Blonde's levels and he only has 2. I really wish they would have had this in every level because it simulates the fun of shooting and still gives you the professional rating. Seriously, they missed out on that. They should have included that. Now for the other kind of level, the driving levels. The driving levels are very few, there's only about 6 in the game, and usually have a different goal. For example, get to the end of the level in a race that you don't even have to win, or keep the cops off Mr. Pink. These levels can control difficulty at times, and they can be fun though. There's one particularly frustrating one, but you guys will figure that one out if you play it. Ultimately, the driving levels can be a little annoying at times, but they can be fun, and they don't distract from the game since there's only about 6 of them. But during these, you can shoot out enemy tires and just flat blow up cars if you want. It can be a pretty fun time if you know what you're doing. While you're driving, the characters will talk to each other and stuff, and if you get in a wreck or something, they'll stop what they're saying to cuss at you, and then have a transition to get back to what they're saying. That's cool at first, but it gets annoying at times, especially if you have to keep hearing things over and over and over again and keep crashing. Aside from that, though, the driving levels are pretty cool. So the gameplay is pretty good. It's a bit flawed here and there. Could be a little better, especially with the professional route being a little boring. But overall, a pretty fun game. But how does it look and sound? Let's find out. The presentation of the game it's alright, you know. I mean, the only actor they're able to get the voice and likeness rights to is Michael Madsen, who played Mr. Blonde, and the others do okay. I mean, like I said, I haven't really watched the movie, so I don't quite know how they stack up to the originals, but it's okay for the game. And the levels look alright as well. I mean, they're a little generic looking at times, but overall it looks okay. Again, the voice acting is acceptable, because again, only Michael Madsen was able to play his role. Overall, though, it sounds pretty good. So, overall, I think it's a decent sounding and looking game. It could have been a little better, but not horrible. So, that's Reservoir Dogs. Is it a hidden gem or a total junk? Let's find out. How does it play? It plays pretty well. You know, it's a fun game. I mean, it could have been a bit boring at times because professional route. I wish they just put more tranquilizer rifles in, but that's just my take on it. It's pretty fun for what it is. How does it look and sound? You know, it does not sound or look horrible. I like it is. I mean, pretty convincing except for the generic level, so call this one a gem.